Samson Dauda is your brand new, fresh, crisp Mr. Olympia champion. And as Louis Marco would say, out of the box, diced to the socks. He is pretty peeled, guys. Samson Dauda, he is, in my opinion, a good Olympia champion. He's a very good Mr. Olympia champion. Where does he rank along all the Mr. Olympias? Well, for now, I think we could do a little bit of some sort of a pecking order. Is Samson better than Big Ramy from 2020? Could Big Ramy defeat Samson if he looked like he did back in 2020? That is an interesting question, if you ask me. And you know what? It is a very good place for Samson Dauda's 2024 Olympia winning version to begin. Of course, we will get into the Ronnie Coleman's, things of that nature. But guys, Big Ramrod, go through these shots. He is a force to be reckoned with. And I can hear you guys now. But Marks, Max, Muscle, you have done it again. My day is ruined. You have missized this. Samson, he bends at the knees, guys. And there was plenty of pictures of these two dudes side by side to say that with all confidence, I think this is how they do size up. Big Ramrod, he's not that much shorter than Samson. He's really not. And he goes straight-legged. Look at those big mounty bumps for Big Ramy. Now this front double bicep pose picture of the Ram Man, it's not the best. So you got to use all that take all that into consideration. He has some biceps. Telling you right now, in a midsection, very slender. Samson is a aesthetic beast. He's huge, and he's quite muscular, but he has that aesthetic look. One of those classic bodybuilders from the 70s. Baby, please. Condition-wise, like I said, it's very difficult to see from this front double bicep pose picture, but trust me, Ramy is shredded. To the diced? I'd probably go with Samson due to the physique. And the apparent, it looks like anyway, more condition. Here's the front lat spread. Looks like to me, if you consider Big Ramy a good Mr. Olympia champion, it looks like Samson Dauda is a very good Mr. Olympia champion. His quads are big enough. Alright? You hear me out here. Samson, I'm sure some people are looking, oh, well, Ramrod's winning on the wheels. Is he winning on the wheels? You throw a tape measure around those quads, sure, they're massive. But they look funny. Samson is perfect here in that sense. The proportions, upper, lower body. Big Ramy, he's nobody's fool in this front lat spread. I can tell you that right now. Big Ramy, he might have been a little overrated. Here's the side chest. I remember when he won, though. He was a very popular champion. And I didn't see anybody else around at that time that was beating him. But of course, we didn't see Samson. And now, of course, you've missized him again. What are you doing? Samson stands a little straighter in the side shots. And Ramrod, he goes so low. I don't know if that helps him or not. He was competing against a lot of shorter guys, though. You had, well, Brandon's not that short. But Hattie Shupin, I guess, was around. And William Bonac was around. Dexter, prior to the Olympia. Yeah, I mean, what can you say, guys? Samson. And the side tricep is also Samson Dauda pose. I noticed from the side, really, Ramy in the 2020 lineups. From the side, he really wasn't winning. I had Phil Heath look pretty good in the side, both side chest, and it was funny how short he was. Even Curry looked taller than Ramrod. So from the side, Ramy, his quad and hanging hamstring keep him, keep him up there, but he's definitely not the best. Not the best. Turn around. Interesting situation. Could this be a blowout for Samson Dauda over Ramrod? And it appears that this whole obsession over glutes is perhaps sizzling away. Thank goodness. You see, Samson, he doesn't really have the striated glutes. It's just not in the equation. He is drier than the desert Sahara. He is very peeled. You can see the thin skin, the things of that nature. So glutes are kind of not really in the equation, like I said. So if you're just comparing that, yeah, Ramy looks much more conditioned. But do not misconstrue one with the other. I would give this one to Samson. And the rear double bi is the same thing, guys. And if you remember, yeah, Ramrod, he was going against Phil Heath back then, but Phil's back was nowhere near what it was. And Phil was in third anyway. Brandon Curry, he didn't, with all due respect to Curry, he didn't have the strongest back either. So I think it was difficult for us to see that Ramy did have some weaknesses. And Samson Dauda, if he's beaten guys like Derek Lunsford and Hadi Chupin, trust me, what we are looking at right now is a great back. He has gotten better slowly, so slowly, that I don't think we realize how good this jewel of Samson Dauda really is. And I think last night, this jewel got placed on top of the heap of the mountain. And I think it is about time. Us as fans, we do appreciate, here's the abs and thigh, we appreciate Samson Dauda for what he truly is and the improvements that he has been making. The abs and thigh looked tremendous. Look at this. Not bad at all. Like Jerry the King Lawler from wrestling used to say, look at this, he'd say. He'd freak out halfway through and he wouldn't complete it. He'd say, look at that! Look at that! But yeah, Ramy at one time looked a lot better than this. He's crouching forward. Make him shorter. Here is the most muscular. Another one where Ramy, he crouches forward. Almost like he's doing a crab position. That's why I made him so short in this one. But sizing, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, see, I'm sure some people will say, oh, you missized them all left and right. But the way they stand, they're not far off in height. And when you get two bodybuilders like that, you tweak one pose, you bend your legs one way or the other, and one guy's taller than the other. Next pose, oh no, he's shorter now. Interesting that way. And the crab position, I mean, both most musculars, there's kind of an argument for Ramrod. He's got the width. That's for darn sure. But I mean, let's not pad this up too much. Seems to me that Samson Dauda, he's awesome. He's a very good Mr. Olympia champion. Is he better than Big Ramy 2020? Yep. He certainly is. And this picture comparison, at least as far as that's concerned, proved it, I think. If anybody was there during both events, I'm sure you can concur. Samson would have defeated Ramrod if he was around back then. Hit thumbs up on the video and let me know. Who would you like to see Samson Dauda compared against? Ronnie Coleman, I believe Superset Man did a 1999 Ronnie Coleman versus Samson Dauda, so perhaps another one might be interesting. Have a great one, guys.